salute, salute. Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Salute, salute, salute. As you come on into this late class, please know that this is a safe space, that this is a space that encourages love, encourages thought, encourages questions and answers, seeking solution on our path to liberation. Yes, yes, this is a safe space. It's a welcoming space, intellectual space. So please, as you come on through, be welcome. Have a seat. Yes. And enjoy the late evening class. It is late. It is late. Oh, yeah, it's very late. But I'm here. Y'all here. We gonna get busy. We gotta get through this class. Oh, we gotta get through this class. I see you, Joel, Raj, Jay. I see y'all. Y'all in class this evening. I'm glad the men are in class because the men, it is important for the men to catch this. Carol, what up, baby? April, let's go. Yeah, it is of the utmost importance for our men to be here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And check it out. Check it out. Right? Catch flights, not feelings. Huh? Another blue piranha joint. And that's what we're going to deal with, because today, this evening, this late night class, people going to catch feelings. Oh yeah. People going to catch feelings. Oh, most definitely. Because we're going to clear a lot of bullshit up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Because we throw people onto pedestals. We create people's personalities and images and place them in spaces sometimes that is beyond their ability to maintain. Really, we don't even know these people, right? We don't know these people. Let me get comfortable. Because like I said, it's going to be a nice little bumpy ride tonight, because I see a lot. When I first got the information, it came through, one of the larger newspapers. Hit early. I said, oh man, I need to jump on this quick. I need to jump on this quick before it just get crazy. Before it get crazy, I wanted to jump on it early. But as you can see, I was out all day, right? Moving around. Legs kind of tight, but it's getting there, Trying to get adjusted this late night, Again, we want y'all to be encouraged now. Don't catch feelings. If you're upset, catch a flight. Get out of class, catch a flight. Not feelings, because a lot of people gonna be in their feelings. I see it all. And it's been all on the Twitter space. It's been all on the internet. It's been, man, you just put Google search and put Jim, you gonna get close to 1,000 articles. People from everywhere praising, saying good things. Thrust this man up, but you know us. We do our research here in class because we seek truth. That's what we do here. We seek truth. Okay? All right. All right. All right. Nah, Jim Brown was solid. Really young Frank Matthews? Huh? He was solid. You have a daughter? 18, 19, 20? Hmm? Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Because we're going to get into the broader scope of what solid mean, of what rebel mean, revolutionary mean, and how we place certain men up on these pedestals. Okay? So we all know of Mr. Jim Brown, the tremendous athlete. Many called him back in the days Superman, ultra athletic, right? What we looked at as the ultimate masculine, black masculine energy and image. Strong. Okay? Strong. Beyond recognition. And that's what black men identify with when it comes to masculinity. Okay? If we are ultra violent, if we are extra physical, if we can push more than the average person around, if we're good with our hands, if we use violence as a form of communication, those who are damn near expert in it, we classify them as the ultimate black man. Fearless. Right? Doesn't mean that it is true, and doesn't mean that that behavior, that those characteristics are even beneficial in the scope of being a liberator, a leader, an educator. You understand? Doesn't mean that. It fits in that. So we know of all of his accomplishments on the field. Never could question that. And how he just up and left the game of football. Left it when he was at his peak. Left it. Would have easily still had record standing to this very day should he play just another 3 or 4 years. I mean, he literally left the game while he was at his peak. And the reason was because he was late for team activities, for the start, right, of what we know now as preseason. preps and things like that because he was shooting a film. And because of that, they made a big deal about it, and homie said, I'm gone then. Never play football again. First blow against the establishment, against capitalism. First in controlling his labor and spitting in the face of oppression and somebody who made an attempt to oppress him. Damn that sport and that money. I could go elsewhere with who I am. And at that point, he had built himself up to be one of the most popular and largest, right? Largest. Vic, M90, salute for the green screen. Yeah, don't give him a pass because we're going to get into it. But at that point, right, in the late 50s, early 60s, very few. And he was a towering figure back then. You're talking about somebody 6'2", 6'3", solid, rock, throwing people up off of him. Like this right here, he made that look real tiny. And that's decent. That's real decent. He made that, he dwarfed that. He was a monster. And as such, coming up out of the McCarthy era and other spaces and other eras in time where in back rooms and behind the shed and in their bedrooms, they sexualized us. Now, in a space where television, movies, movie theaters, and right on the cusp of the civil rights era, they sexualized us and fantasized about us in public. So, of course, they're going to look to push in front someone who fits the role, who is the epitome of blackness. And he fell right in, headstrong. So here we have one of the greatest football players ever, now initially being one of the first actors, right? Athlete actors to move in a different space. And that space was interracial sex, love. How should we call it? Because they've been raping us for years, decades, centuries. Now, this man is the initiator of being looked at and viewed as a powerful black man bedding one of the most beautiful Europeans of that time. We put it on film. Oh yeah, this is way before Captain Kirk. Yeah, way before Captain Kirk. So, can we make the argument that Jim Brown was the first individual to be at Grippergate? I'm just saying. Now, I'm not saying that we didn't have other black actors. Had a lot of them. But whatever they were doing to get those roles was kept quiet, right? We know Sammy Davis Jr. was with the Rat Pack. Yeah. We know Harry Belafonte was in the mix. We know Lena Horne. There was many. Paul Robeson. They had. We're not gonna act like that these individuals weren't there, but none of them had an on-screen sex scene like old Jim Brown. None of them had the body, the figure, the image. One of the first action heroes, right? And in that, his energy, his essence dwarfed what they were doing at the time. Blue, Piranha, yes indeed. Thank you for the green screen. Now listen, they're action heroes. Johnny Weissman and all that, Tarzan, chest looking mad, nasty, and out of shape. You seen what they thought was, Mr. Atlas and all that, looking mad, raggedy, and flat. No nothing, no pecs. John Wayne, Rudolph Valentino, all that couldn't, man, please. Wasn't nothing overly appealing to them other than the fact that they were white men on a screen and that their people had deemed them sex symbols because of the white power structure that was already there and has already been in place. But it wasn't attractive, especially to no black women. Black women had no one to look up to like that on the screen. Because, of course, they never want black women to view us in that way. Never. Never. Because black women are supposed to submit. Just like every other group. It's like white women, white men submitting to each other. Black women are supposed to only recognize a white man as this omnipotent presence. So, of course, Hollywood was not going to give anybody like a Jim Brown any love until they had to, until the stars was in alignment. And when they seen that was it. That opened the gates. Him, right? Ken Norton, all these, you know what I'm saying? It just opened the floodgates. Fred Williamson, Richard Rat, it opened the floodgates. Because now you got this image. You don't have the Stephen Flint. You don't have that little coon and all that. You don't have that anymore. Now you have someone who's beautiful, right along with everything else, right? You have a new energy coming through. So right there on the heels of what became Black Power and the Black Power movement, right after enduring blaxploitation, it's on and popping now. Now you create a different image. But in that image, you have to control it. You have to control it. And how else do you control it? How else do you control it other than by setting the pace and making sure that this image of this black man is lusting for Karen, for the white woman. So in Hollywood, when it came to that, that was always his love interest, his lust interest, right? The reason behind his criminal activity, the reason behind his desires. So Jim Brown was first. And as we'll see later on, there was rumors that he took that right on the set. Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of research making sure of that. And I made an attempt to find Miss Raquel Welch's interview because I recall seeing it decades ago where she basically said, yeah, he took that on the set. And that was the cause of them having beef because they said it was very tumultuous on the set. It was beef between them. And they saying that he overpowered that. Yeah. Yeah. Overpowered that. And just did what he wanted to do. Right there on the set. Yeah. 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 So before we get to calling this man a hero, like I done seen, I'm telling you, put it in any search engine, everything is calling him a hero. Okay? So that was the initial Grippergate. That's an issue. What's the t-shirt for tonight? Catch flights, not feelings. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, I'm saying, because we have been taught for very good reasons, right? The goodness, the greatness of these individuals that are thrust in front of us. And we've seen him working with the gangs in the 80s. We've seen him in the 60s sitting with Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, Paul Robeson. You understand what I'm saying? Karim Abdul-Jabbar. We've seen them. And of course, we knew what they were fighting for. We knew what they stood for. We knew and learned of the movements and the statements that they were making at that time, and it was very necessary. But when certain truths are revealed about individuals, we can't excuse that. We can't shrug our shoulders to it, especially us as men, especially us as men who have sisters, who have daughters, who have spouses, who have aunts, nieces. Because you would never, ever want for anybody to mistreat the women in your life the way many of these quote-unquote iconic men have treated women, especially melanated women. So miss me with all the where you stand and the brother and the solid and working with this one and that one. Nah. Because all that shit could go out the window. You could kick rocks with that shit if in the mix of that, our women are being harmed, mistreated, abused. Nah. No. So, as you know me, I always do it. I always, go look for some things. So, after his illustrious football career and he went into Hollywood, he stepped into the realness. Like when he stepped into Hollywood, we talking Grippergate was at its finest. Like you couldn't even be in there. And that's for Euros as well. I don't want y'all to believe that because I've spoken about it so much on so many different platforms that we are the only ones affected by Grippergate. Oh, no, no, no. Thank you, Andrea. No, 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 no. No. All white males and females, European male and females, have ran, left Hollywood because of Grippergate. Some of them stayed in it. And I don't know if this was on Netflix, I don't know if it was on Hulu or one of them other basic channels, that Hollywood docuseries, that period piece where they were showing Rock Hudson and his agent, and how them agents was, you ain't getting in this film unless you let me sample that. Yeah. Oh, Rocky Rock Hudson. Sex symbol for the Karens. Oh, yeah. Grippergate started from the rip. From the rip. Yes, sir. The casting couch. Yeah. And as I've told you and suggested to you many times before, if you want a history of Grippergate, if you want a history of Hollywood and how that desert space was built up by thespians, people they deemed fairies and stuff like that, get the book Sodomy and the Pirate Tradition. It gives a very, very, very believable history on the creation of Hollywood and who was out there. Go get it. Sodomy and the Pirate Tradition. I'm telling you, when you come to class, you're going to learn. I'm going to hip you, all right? Okay? The energy around Hollywood, man. Whoa. It behooves you to wear 2 or 3 belts around that spotty spot because it's all about it. So it's not just us. It just affects us differently because we are under the assumption that our men and women are in these spaces because they're uber talented. No. So he jumped in Grippergate when it was moving, it was functioning. Hard body. And as such, this documented history of his behaviors and actions. Now, again, I'm not going to take away from what he did on the football field. I'm not going to take away from specific things that he stood for. But during the course of that departure from the sports and his entrance into Hollywood and them other spaces, he was doing some wild shit. Like, he was a staunch Nixon supporter. Oh, yeah. Back when Tricky Dick was Tricky Dick. Pause. Yeah. Prior to Watergate and all that, he was rocking with Nixon. Okay? So this is early on that there's a sort of contradiction and duality to who he was. Of course, again, how we view black men when they're big, they're physical, they're masculine, they seem to take no shit from anybody. We're drawn to that. But behind closed doors, come on now. We can't excuse that. So, let me see what went on here. Now, in this movie, right? 100 Rifles with Raquel Welch, she was saying that it was a very physical piece, a very physical scene, co-starring her with Jim Brown and Burt Reynolds. Now, laughingly says, this is her, I was the baloney in a cheesecake factory. I wanted to keep up with all the action, with the boys. While she speaks warmly about the director, she says she was sorry that he wanted to get all the sex scenes with Jim Brown in the can in the first day. There was no time for icing, and it made it difficult for me. She says Brown was very forceful, and I am feisty. I was a little uncomfortable with too much male aggression, but it turned out to be great exploitation for the film. Now, as you look back, it broke new ground. So the way that it was being pushed, like this was it. This was taking Hollywood culture in another level and taking black masculinity and the idea of swirling to a new level. But she said, dude was a brute. This is in the 60s. Early. He wasn't no actor. But it's like Jamie Foxx said, I ain't no actor, but my grandma said, I act like a fool. Right? So, drop a bag on him. He gonna do what he do. He gonna read the script and this is what it's supposed to be. And sometimes people take it to the next level. Now you talking about Raquel Welch, who was already doing what she do, but they didn't give her top billing in the flick. It was Jim Brown. So she felt the ways about that and from the rip. And then, homie trying to take the grippers, man, they said him and her never got along on the set at all. Right? Now, yeah, listen. It get weird, right? His words. It didn't have anything to do with torrid love scenes between Raquel and him. You dig what I'm saying? And Jim, right? It didn't have anything to do with Black Power. This is somebody else. But both of these stories came from the press. Okay? And the torrid love scene between handsome Jim Brown and Raquel Welch, the first sex symbol to be more symbol than sex, and then a feud, was the untold story. All right? It got, look, this is Grippergate. It was a lot going on. It was too much. Listen. He couldn't take it. Look, after a week of this routine, Brown began to crack because, look, they were taking pictures. Look, listen. Raquel Welch is the creation of publicity. She never displayed any acting ability, but her career has continued to build because she, her husband, and her agent are incredibly conscious of her image. So in the Raquel Welch movie, as on the sets of many another manufactured sex symbol, manufactured. They give you who they deem is sexy and take it back when they want to. All right? Right? Everything evolves around the protection of the girl's image, the camera angles, the publicity photographs, the way a scene is to be played, and the way the actress will be costumed for it. The movements, the dialogue, the amount of skin exposed, it's all figured out with a slide rule. But look, after a week of that, Jim began to crack, as any black man would, because you see yourself as the old buck. Again, the phallus. This is the beginnings of what I was telling you. They made you desired but powerless. So from the rip, you ain't got no power in this space. You gonna come there, you gonna do what we tell you to do, you gonna like it, and you gonna get rich. Don't worry about it. Brown, when I'm on the picture, he said, I have two bosses, the director and the producer. My co-star is not my boss. But she had all her people around, setting up shots, telling the rest of us when publicity photos would be permitted and when they wouldn't, and all that. So they was tight. He was tight. And I guess when he wanted, he did what he did. He did what he did. So this is the initial him getting in the gripper gate. And brought everybody with him. So while we're seeing the iconic photo with all the athletes, all the black athletes, yeah, they was gripper gating too. And he told in his book, he snitched on everybody. Snitched on Martin Luther King Jr., snitched on the Kennedys. He was like, I wasn't the only one doing it. He read it. Yeah, the rest of them was doing it too. But y'all don't want to hear that. So he told it. So it was no more wondering if Martin Luther King Jr. was doing his numbers. Because Jim Brown told it. Yeah, Martin was dead too. He told. We already know that JFK was notorious. JFK? Notorious. That's another book that's a dynamic read as well. The Fall of Camelot. Or something of Camelot, that Kennedy story. He said he would get physically sick if he ain't have a new box every day. Can you imagine the president of the United States of America say he need a new box every day or he would get sick? That's how he was rolling. And Jim Brown was right there with them. Okay? Now, in his book, he was giving it up. Said the first half of his book is mostly about his career in football, which he left in 1965. Right? After 9 seasons. The second half of his book is all about sex. In various movie stars he's known, and sex, and business, and politics, and sex, and legal troubles, and various assaults and accusations of assaults on women. No convictions. If he was in Me Too, woo-wee, woo. If he was in Me Too era, man, oh man. Right? But he wrote, again, he snitched. He wrote telling, just like Smokey, And now from what I'm hearing, just like Soldier Boy just snitched and ratted and told on his little Peter Peckerwood about Ice Spice. Yeah, I had her. Don't know if he capping or not, but he told. He told. What, Cody? He said Jim Brown blocked him from smashing something? Yeah. I'm telling you. He was off the meter. Off the meter. But let me told it on Raquel Welch, Stella Stevens, Jacqueline Bissett, and Gloria Steinem. This is prime time Karens. Gloria Steinem is the Karen of all Karens. It was going down. Hold on. He even said how he introduced Karim Abdul-Jabbar to Menage a Trois. Hold up. What? How his good buddy Muhammad Ali was having as many as 5 women a night in his early years while declaring himself celibate. This is, come on now. Come on. Tell him. We know that, we knew that about Ali. 5 women? While he was dating? While he was a good brother? I want y'all to, okay now, again, picture the statements of what they were doing at that time and why they were needed. Remember, very few were bold enough to speak up. Here we have these athletes. Here we have these Adonises. Here we have these modern day warriors. Okay? Modern day warriors doing their numbers as far as breaking ground on how we are viewed as black men, but they doing their thing. Grip Brigade is in full swing. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7-1. 7-1. What kind of Minaj he doing? Like, what's good? He the good brother, the karate brother. He with Bruce. He's pious. They conscious before conscious. They eating right now. What's really good? You menaging with Jim Brown and some snow pieces? Come on. So if we giving them this iconic imagery of blackness, of truth and strength, we really have to understand what they were doing and how they were doing it. How did they manifest that? And maybe that is the reason why it failed and it crumbled and had to regroup. Because when you're doing it, you have to be disciplined and determined. Your little vices got to get put in check. But he said it was a lot going on. Right? Come on now. Listen. Man, when people get a certain age, they speak truth. At least their truth and their recollection of it. I'll never remember them saying anything about his mental not being intact. Okay? Because he carried on his behavior well into his mature ages. We'll get to that. Police reports, accusations, beatings, all type of weirdness. So damn a football field. Damn beefing and protesting in front of mics and all that. What do you do daily? How do you manifest what you say you are if given any slightest amount of time outside of public eye, you revert back to your bullshit. Nah. You don't get no pass for Grippergate. Mm-mm. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. That's what we doing now? That's what we doing now? You can't do that. Remember, he endorsed Nixon. So when we see him with 45, when we see him with Trump, many in this era were shocked and surprised because why? They did not know of his history. Because what black people do, our people do, what melanated people do is keep pushing in front of you your emotional shit. Oh, he stood up. Oh, he marched. Oh, you heard what he said? They push that. So now you see him, the picture with all the black athletes. Then you see the pictures in the 80s in South Central walking with the gangs and trying to, simmer down the wars, trying to build truces. Yeah, okay, that's all fine and well. But in the course of that, you also was an alleged abuser and admitted sort of pedo. All right? Okay? We already know he just destroyed Colin Kaepernick. Basically said, y'all need to get up off y'all knees. And then went to the Cleveland Browns line and said, yo, I'm telling you, get up off your damn knee. Yo. Yeah. Huh? And people were wilding with that, like, hold up. How could Jim Brown, this icon of the black freedom struggle, how could he possibly bury Colin Kaepernick in this way? How could he possibly go into the locker room and tell players to stand up and shut up during the national anthem? Now everybody want to RIP him. He's a hero, he this, he that. Let's not forget this, yo. Hold on. Come on. Stand up for the national anthem. Well, hold on. In the 60s, y'all was talking about, the war ain't right, this ain't right, that ain't right. Now we supposed to stand what up? And again, he's always had this strain of conservatism in his politics that black people do not achieve advancement through the politics of protest, but through the politics of earning as much money as possible. You got to get the bag. So you telling people to get the bag, but you in Hollywood having menages and allegedly taking grippers. Where we at with it? Where we at with it? Okay? And trying to get out of the capitalist system whatever they can for the purposes of building economic self-sufficiency. Now, in this class, we know no such thing as that. Economic self-sufficiently. All that is coded language for you got enough to eat for today. That's what that shit means. Economic self-sufficiency is not economic independence. Okay? You are able to take care of yourself. And then as a nation, y'all are able to take care of yourself under the umbrella of capitalism and the 1% who will always control you. Don't get the shit twisted. Self-sufficiency is what it is. It's when your children leave home. And they can take care of themselves. They got their own little apartment. They got their own little whip. That's self-sufficiency. It doesn't mean they wealthy. It doesn't mean they equal. It doesn't mean that the society is dealing with them equitably. They could just take care of themselves. And that's what a lot of people strive for. They don't strive for independence or getting up out of the horrors of those who really have the bag. Okay? So, as long as I can play gripper gate and get a bag, I'm good. And that's what I want all my people to do. I want all my people to go get a bag and be able, through that bag, to clean yourself up. Now you got the bag, you can go get manicures, you can bleach your skin, you can get you a fine suit. So when these crap, from when the other side come, you can bed with them. No power though. Okay? Now, again, like I said, it gets weird. It gets weird. All right? Because you got some heroes here. You got dudes that, they knew the class. They knew the class. They don't understand that. They don't understand it. They really don't know what equity is. They really yearn to be in arm lock and think that equality with the devil is something that they should strive for. Yeah. Yeah. Now, again, everybody else, what that boy? Everybody else talks with their money but us, because you ain't got no damn money. That's why. You get what they allow you to get. You get what you're allowed to get. And then you don't do what you're supposed to do with it. And look at these people like they doing something. It's impossible for people to get that through their head. There's no way that somebody was just in the league like Trevor Ariza can cry broke in less than a year of not playing. Them bags y'all think is big ain't nothing. It's nothing. But let's get right so we can see how this icon, who already rocked with the conservatives, Republican conservatives, rocking with that since the Nixon campaign. So when you see him with Trump, it's nothing new. But you give him a pass for Trump, don't you? You give him a pass for Nixon, don't you? Right? You give him a pass for being in Hollywood and having menages with Karim and all of them. Give him a pass for that. Let me see you give him a pass for this. Older or even similar aged women never held any appeal for Brown as sexual partners. In his book, the 53-year-old Brown, and that was back then, talked about his romantic preferences. Physically, between a young girl and an old one, there is no contest. I don't like being told what I'm supposed to want. For instance, I prefer girls who are young. My lady right now is 19. Now, he wrote that when he was 53. I just turned 54. If I came on here and told you I had a 19-year-old, y'all run me off of YouTube. Cancel like that. He's 53 with a 19-year-old. A 53-year-old icon. Still one of the GOATs of football. Hollywood. Past at that point, the Black Power movement. What the hell was he doing with a 19-year-old? Okay? Now, again, he wrote, when I eat a peach, I don't want it overripe. I want that peach when it's peaking. He also expressed a desire for women who are physically small. I don't mean mousy small. I mean tight, petite, delicate, no excess. Thin legs, nice butt, small. When I get into the bedroom, I don't want to see anything that's big like me. That includes big breasts. I don't want big breasts anywhere around me. Keep those big breasts away. I mess with young women. I know it's bad, but I'm bad. Okay? Okay? This is how he's giving it up. That's how he was giving it up. Right? So now, they done demonized cows. Threw him in jail. Took everything from him. Your man's been rocking since the 60s. Okay? Him, who's the source? Him. This is his book. What are we doing here? This is his book. He wrote this. Now, we're not going to talk about, I don't want to run through the rap sheet. But his rap sheet go all the way back to when he was in college. To after he got out of the league. And when he got out of the league, college chick went to the authorities on him. It was over from 65 to 71 to 85 to 86 to as late as 1999. He catching charges. Pounding women out. Grip brigade action, all type of shit. Now, I'll be honest, not one conviction. Not one. Not one conviction. but several charges, arrests. Now, if we want to say he's iconic, if we want to say he's this black, right? Messiah, this larger than life figure, so solid and power to the people. Not one of them charges got to do with no white man. Not no cop punched in the face. Not no white politician punched in the face. None. All these charges is against women. So this is what I'm saying. I know men that bucked the system, that we went straight at the establishment, straight at police, straight at the capitalists, straight at Wall Street. That's what we did and suffered, did decades behind the wall for that. Listen to the message that they were saying and thought we was doing it right. Reading the Panthers, reading George Jackson, getting the shit tatted, going hard. And you mean to tell me somebody that iconic ain't got not one charge against the white establishment at all other than lip service? I'm saying this is class. We just talking. I'm clearing your mind. We just talking. Some are about that action, some weren't. We got Dhoruba is home. Dhoruba Ben is home. Went hard against the establishment. Mutulu Shakur is home. Went hard against the establishment. They don't get deemed as iconic. People want to ignore them and push them to the side, though they made many contributions, put in work. And when we follow that lead, no. Because we didn't take that bag and flaunt it. When we took that bag, we took care of people. We was paying dudes' mom's rent. We was surviving off that when we was taking them bags. Wasn't in the hood flossing and running around stupid. So since the image doesn't match, we don't get the passes that they give these dudes because they shiny and new, because they pull up in the roads, because they on television and talking. That the perception of them bucking the system overshadows what we do. In actuality, we're getting the work done on the ground level, on the grassroots level, servicing the people, really fighting that war. This dude is taking box, allegedly. Okay? Keep them young. Young. That's what he do. Young. That's what he do. He don't want nothing old. He dealing with teens. Teens. Anytime it's a teen at the end, you out of pocket. 25, 35, 45, 55, and you dealing with teen? Come on, man. That means something wrong up here. You can't lead me nowhere. I can't view you as no icon, as no hero. You doing menage a trois with Karim. Nigga 7-1. Fuck is y'all menaging on? Come on, man. Like I said, this is a different type of class. So definitely, may he rest in power for who he was and what he did, and for the many people that he did help. We're not going to excuse the rest of it, because that's what we tend to do, even to this day, and continuously get scammed, continuously get led astray by anybody that could put on a costume and yell a few words and get the megaphone and, yeah, oh, nah, he's solid. No, that brother about it. But in the back, he's smoking crack. Or right now, probably, whatever they do now, popping Fenties with a teen on his hip. Where's the discipline? Where's the integrity? Where's the forward motion of the movement? Shit, where is a movement? How do we go from point A to point E, F, G when we have people who, are just content with words, showboating and shit? So it suffered. Now we can look back as they did in the 60s, as they did in the 80s, looking back and seeing where errors was made and not repeating it. So when the next icon come through, or the next one they pushing is iconic, you can watch and see. Is he really down with Grippergate? Is he really there for the people? If his manifestations cause direct change, enhances the quality of your life by paying attention to them. That's what I do. If the quality of my life ain't enhanced by you talking, if there's no direction in your words, fuck out of here, partner. What are you saying? You get dismissed. Plenty of them. Plenty of them, Buddha. I just choose not to do it, but I could run it down for you. I choose not to, in this, this build right here, go through it. I don't want to demonize them, but it's public record. Public record. That he was getting down with to get to him, Karim Abdul-Jabbar, Richard Pryor. That was the clique. What he's saying. He was mad because Marlon Brando got in the mix with him and Richard Pryor and dissolved that tight friendship. It's all there. It's all there. A lot of gripper action. A lot of gripper. When he telling you, come on, man, what more do y'all need? If he telling you he taught Kareem how to have a massage, like Minaj, like, what are we doing? What are you doing? Ain't nobody have never seen me in no Minaj with nobody. He ain't say he was with two broads. He said me and Kareem. What's good? Me and Rich. Said he saw personally, he know Muhammad Ali was wilding. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nah. Nah. Nah, we're not doing that. We don't get no pass for that. Nah, no sir. No sir. So we leave it at that. We leave it at that. Like, do the research on your own. In class, we just give a lot of talking points. A lot. Points of reference. So then we can dialogue and again seek truth. We'll never be liberated believing in false. Never. Never. You're going to always go the wrong way. Always going to go the wrong way. We got to deal with actuality. As much scientific truth as we can get. So, yeah. And we can't excuse it as, that's something they did. Nah. Nah. There's a lot of bullshit with them. That's it. Take it or leave it for what it's worth. But your man was a wild onion. Oh, yeah. Teens, dealing with teens. The same shit y'all just threw R. Kelly away for. This man said it. I like him young, the same way. And Kelly was asked that question. How when you say teen, what do you mean teen? Jim ain't say none of that. He said, I like him young. Hey, 19. Unapologetically. He said, I'm 53 years old. My girl is 19. That's all you got to tell me, homeboy. And you rock with Nixon. And you rock with Trump. Come on. Yeah, he a wild onion. Yeah, that's what we call him. Them dudes in the street that just can't talk to them like they got to go. Yeah, that's some wild onions. Just do all type of shit. Might smoke crack today, might sniff a little coke next week, might be a drunk the week after that. He a gun clapper one week, the next week he jostling. It's the wild onion. Just do any and everything. That was your man Jim Brown in Hollywood back in the days. He was a wild onion. You menaging with Karim. You telling. He's a wild onion. Come on, son. Wild onion. Yeah. So again, y'all, like I said, don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. We know what we need to do. In this era, more than anything, we gotta be transparent. And he was very transparent. It's his truth. He lived his truth. He said it. So we definitely not knocking him for saying it. We just questioning the behavior. And, seeing if it's acceptable for certain roles that he chose. You did? That's what we do. All right? So again, like I said, this was late. So, again. Huh? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have to have moments of deep reflection so we don't make the same errors. Ain't no 50-year-old nothing supposed to be feeling good about exposing his lust for teenage girls. But on the flip side, want to be called leader, activist, and all that. Nah. Oh, word? Okay, Big Ma. Thank you. Again, we have to work on the merch and making sure it gets out on time and the pricing. We're gonna get that down to a science. Trust and believe, because we got a classroom full of people that's gonna push us, that's gonna assist us, that's gonna help us grow. As long as we consistent with it. So thank you. Thank you for the purchase. Thank you for all of the green screens tonight. Okay. And definitely, I am very appreciative of your ear, your time, and your space. That's a given. Let's grow this tribe, man. Let's grow this tribe. They playing with us at this point. Subs numbers is steady. That's, I know there's no way, but let's just keep pushing. You understand? Salute, salute, salute. I'll see y'all when I see y'all with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Make sure you safe. If you don't come to class this weekend, if you out and about, just be safe. You understand? Be safe. It's a lot going on out in these streets. Okay? Be safe. Keep your head up. Keep your eyes open. And let your spidey sense guide you. You dig what I'm saying? And remember, catch flights, not feelings. All right? Catch flights. Okay? Gotta restock them women's tank tops. Okay. What happened? So let me go to the site and see what's going on. All right? The women's tank top. What about the women's bathing suits? Come on, got the one-piece bathing suits for the women that say, watch your grippers or keep your eyes off my grippers. We got all that for y'all. Go there. Go get that merch. Salute, Greg. Salute, salute, salute. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Who won the game? Because I came on before the game even ended. That's how I give it up. Who won the game? It was back and forth. When I left, it was like the end of third quarter. Who left? I mean, who won? I left. I had to come and get this session in. So let's talk about it. Who won that game? Miami or Boston? Miami won? Ooh, Boston taking it on the chin? Oh, that's sus. Damn, that's a 2 in a row in Boston? Ooh, they might be out of here. Ooh, they might be out of here. Ooh, wait. Let me find out Jimmy Bucket's getting ready to send these dudes home. Damn. Don't look good. Don't look good at all. Ooh, wait. Damn. Boston took it on the chin. Let me go to Facebook because I got a day one who's an avid Boston fan. Oh, he know I'm coming too. He might be in the chat hiding. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Man, listen, one man can't do it. Damn, Tatum, damn all that. You ain't get that W. You got to get the W at home. Nah, something fishy. Yeah, something fishy. Like your man Bronny. That's your man, though. He missed a layup for Dolo. With his clumsy ass, like I've been telling y'all that shit. He ain't got no handle or nothing. Yo, he the great. Yo, Bronny. But he ain't got no handle, nothing clumsy. The hell was that? He for Dolo. Shh, get out. Get shit all in the stands. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, salute. I'm going to Facebook and IG. I got some ass to kick.